All right, stats. I'm going to make a short video here talking about number 7 in your one of the number 7s. You can find it in your exam review. This, would be kind of like the day 2 question. So next Thursday, so you have plenty of time to practice something like this. And you might have one where you are checking which of 2 models is better. All right, and you're using both models to make predictions. So given the number of days missed during their junior year of high school, their GPA, at the end of their junior year, a student's ACT score from the June test is given. So currently, X, I would put X in list 1. I'm sorry, the days missed would be my first X, and it is in list 1. GPA would be in my second list, and it's currently an X as well. And then your Y value in this situation would be ACT score. All right, it says it on the, well, it doesn't. All right, days missed, GPA, I would have to make mention of 2 things being explanatory variables. And the response one would be the dependent variable would be the ACT score in June. All right, so what I did here, again, it does not, matter. I honestly just typed it into this calculator. Okay, so you would hit, stat, edit. For you guys, and I'll show you how to clear it later. Okay, to work quick. If you have the TI 30XS, you're just going to have to use the delete button to clear, but you guys know how to use your calculator. All right, so I typed all of the days missed in list 1, all of the GPAs in list 2, and in list 3, I typed in the ACT score. Second mode, no matter what calculator you use. And with that, I'm going to get a few linear regression equations. So 7A asked for what would be the linear regression equation for days missed and ACT score, and then GPA and ACT score. So when you're done with that, if you have this calculator, you're going to hit stats, calc, linear regression, hit enter. Now this one involves a few different things. So my X list is in list 1, my Y list, second 3 is in list 3. And you have to know how to use this for Tuesday. That is your responsibility to know how to use it. Okay, so I get that info, and I rounded here to 2 decimals. It's fine to round to on this one. That's all my info right there. So 7, this would be 7A. Let's find the equations. Okay, so that is days missed in ACT. So it's almost strong. I know this is very moderate. It's almost strong, like moderate to almost strong. How about that? Moderate to almost strong. Negative correlation, this makes sense. The more days you missed, you would think your learning wasn't great. ACT score might suffer. All right, so then second mode, I hit stat, calc, lin, regression. So this time, it's in the second. My X is in the second list. My Y is still in list 3. I hit enter. What do I got? I got that, which I wrote down. That's a strong R value. So it seems like GPA for this data set was a pretty good predictor of what you would get on the ACT. Okay, so there we go. Obviously, we can see the y-intercept on its own is not great. Someone that missed 0 days is going to get, 27.7, almost 28. But that's not true. I got a 29, and I can tell you I missed more than 0 days. Also, someone could get a 36, as you know. Someone could have a perfect attendance and not get a 27. Here, basically, for every point in your GPA, you're adding 7 points to your ACT. That's what that slope means. If you have a GPA of 0, you get a 1 on the ACT. I don't honestly know if I've heard of anything below a 9. So the y-intercept on its own, not very bueno, but you can see really for every 2 days you miss of school in this model, your average ACT score, the average, ACT score, your ACT score on average, how about that, goes down a point. Whoa. All right, so then it asks on the next one. Now, I printed these out, but I wanted to show you how I typed them in and whatnot. Find the R squared and the R values. We wrote that down. Which one seems stronger? Why? It's the GPA and ACT one because its absolute value is bigger than the other one. I don't know why I rounded 2 decimals. That's terrible on my part. You need to round to 3 decimals for R. Okay, it is a stronger one, not because it's positive. Like if this was negative 0.900, that would be the stronger model. Okay. So then it had us do this. If a student missed 6 days, had a 3.41 GPA, again on a 4 scale, maybe no honors bonus, and earned a 26 on the ACT, in which model did they perform better? So what you do is you find the residual for both. Days missed residual, plug 6 in. They should have gotten a 24.89. They got a 26. They performed better by 1.11 points. Again, the residual form is one I give you. In the GPA model, given their GPA, they should have gotten 25.38. They got a 26, so they overperformed there as well, but only by 0.62. So actually, in the days missed model, they overperformed. They performed better here because they overperformed by more. All right, once you get those formulas, after you do the typey, we call it, things are pretty quick. So examine the association that days missed and GPA have. Let days missed be the explanatory. Explanatory is X. And GPA be the response. GPA is Y. So find the linear regression model then. So days missed, I meant to say and GPA. Days missed and GPA. So days missed is still an X. GPA is still a Y. It doesn't matter what you initially type these in as X's or Y's in list 1, 2, and 3. It just matters that you have them in list 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to go over to Calc, linear regression. This time my X list, days missed, is list 1. And my Y list is going to be GPA, which is list 2. I just hit calculate. And bam, now I've rounded to 3 decimals there because A is such a low value. All right, so that's the formula. And then the last question asks, does number of days missed better predict your GPA or the ACT score? And it just barely better predicts your ACT score. Slightly, does it in a slightly better fashion. Again, they are both in the moderate category. Almost strong, but moderate. So as are on their own, they're not the best predictors of ACT score. Probably this would be a good one for multiple linear regression. So I'm sure days missed and your GPA both combined have a pretty good effect on your ACT score using this data. And I'll show you how to do multiple linear regression using RStudio this year. Anyway, that is an example of one where you have to plug things into 3 lists. If you have this calculator, you can still do it. You go to data, you have list 1, 2, and 3. To get things out, you just have to hit delete over and over. I don't know, there could be a quicker way, but honestly, I'm not gonna investigate that. So this is your calculator. You will have to know how it works in college. So same thing here. And then when you're done, you hit second mode. You go to second stats. And you want 2 variable statistics because you have an X and a Y. And then you just mess with this, list 1, 2, and then you hit calculate, list 2 and 3. Oh, I'm sorry, if we put things into list 3, it would be 1 and 3, 2 and 3, and then for the last one, 1 and 2. Obviously, I'm not going to hit calculate because there's nothing in there. All right, same deal. You guys have to scroll down to see A, B, R squared, and R. Anyway, folks, that is it next week. If you're one of the students who will not be there next week for various reasons, you're going to take this after school the week of the 19th through the 22nd in my room after school at 1:15. We'll just get it all done, the in-class assignment, and your 8-question exam. For those of us that will be here next week, on Tuesday, you are going to start by taking the first page of your exam, which is, I think, 2 questions, maybe 3, but none of them are the typey. They're very easy types of questions. Then you're going to do the in-class assignment, which you can use notes for, and then that's it. Thursday, you will finish the exam. You have plenty of time for that. Wednesday, everyone will be at home. Oh, no, that's a lie. Well, seniors that are allowed to be here will take the SAT, and some of you juniors might be taking the PSAT. All right, let's be wise and let's study and think about the big picture this weekend, folks. This is Yak Math Video signing out.